What's up, Hammerheads? Welcome back to the channel. We're in the garage again. We've been pursuing more sound out of the car. That car. So we've been trying to make more noise with the car. It's a turbo car and we want to hear that turbo, and Audi did a really good job of making it quiet for us. Thanks, guys. But there are great companies out there that make great parts that delete parts that make it quiet and make it loud again, and more parts that make it loud, and that's what we're doing today. So we've got some cool stuff. We put a cold air intake in this car. I'm calling it a cold air intake because it's got a heat shield that I made, but it's literally just a pod filter, chopped up air box out of the way, and a heat shield. If you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. It's a pretty cool video. But today we've got some new parts. This is a turbo muffler delete. Audi put this little part on the end of the charge pipe that comes out of the turbo. It's the cold side charge pipe that comes out of the turbo. They put a part in there, and it's meant to do weird stuff to airflow to make it quieter, and we don't want that. We want loud. So this piece is straight through. See how that bore is straight through? The other piece has holes through this side. They just dampen noise. We don't want that. And also, putting this part in, the turbo muffler delete, it is known to pick up kind of like mid-range power. You're not going to gain any peak power, but you'll gain some drivability, get rid of a little bit of turbo lag because that straight through lets the air flow. So that's one part we're putting in today. And the other part is a diverter valve spacer. These cars have what's called a diverter valve, which when you let off the gas or you shift gears, it takes the charge air out of the system and wastes it back into the intake. A blow-off valve would waste it to atmosphere. These cars, in the pursuit of being quiet, blow it off into the intake. And if you just put a blow-off valve on this car, it's going to get angry. But see these three holes in the side? And then there's three more over there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes in this thing. And those holes let an amount of boost out of those holes to give you that whoosh, blow-off valve noise that we all want to hear. So between these two parts, all they're going to do is make the turbo louder. And that's what we want. And these are both straight off of eBay, Chinesium, but guess what? They're still good parts. There's good companies out there that engineer good parts, and then there's cheapskates that copy off of them. And you know, this part was literally like $15, I think, and the name brand ones are closer to 80. So I don't care about brands, and you know, I think this is going to work just fine. So we're doing it on the cheap. We're going to make cool noises, and we're going to have a good time. So let's get under the car and see where we're working. All right, we are under the car, and that right there is the front passenger tire. So you can see where we are. This is the charge side, cold side of the turbo. And right here, this piece of metal right here, this is the turbo muffler. It goes up into here. So we're going to be pulling this out and putting the turbo muffler delete in right here. We got 1, 2, and 3 5 millimeter Allen bolts that hold that in. Super easy to get that out. So we're just going to pull this off, pull this pipe off, you know, get these 3 bolts out, pull that thing out of there, smack the new one in, bolt it in, more noise. And then right up there, see that piece of plastic right there? Let's see, right there. This is the diverter valve. On these cars, they are electronically actuated. They are not controlled by vacuum like older cars. It's all electronic. So, as you can see, I already have a wrench, extension, and a 5 millimeter up on the top. That's the hardest one to get to, but if you use this combination, little 1/4 inch ratchet, extension, and a 5 millimeter Allen, you'll get right to it, no problem. So we're going to pull that guy out, pull that guy out, and smack the new parts in there. So let me pull that junk out, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's the diverter valve out. Like I said, it's electronically actuated, and this guy just slides on there, and it indexes. There's a little tab that it indexes into. It just spaces it off and lets it, you know, partially waste to atmosphere. And I don't like the red that this thing is, but guess what? You can't see it from the top, so who cares? It's red, I don't care. So let's bolt this in. Okay guys, there it is, bolted in, super easy. I'm not even gonna bother showing you guys installation. It's super easy. If you know how to turn a wrench, you can figure this out. I'm just showing you where these parts go. It's more of a review, and we'll get some sound clips at the end. So super, super easy. Bolt that sucker in. Now we're gonna tear that apart and bolt that one in too. Okay, so the turbo muffler is out. That's this guy. And you can see these slots in the sides. And you can see how this is small and this is big. Well, on the turbo muffler delete, you know, it's bigger here. You know, sorry guys. Bigger here, smaller here. So when boost air is coming, it comes through this way. It's going down through there. It hits this freaking plate right here and has to go around it and through these slots down here. I mean, obviously some of the boost goes through here, but it's stupid. It's so much of a restriction, and this dumb thing is just meant to make it quiet. So this guy's got the seal on the end now. See, the seal is here. We don't have a seal here. We don't need it. It seals here and here now. So this presses in there, and the seal is here and here, and it's just yeet straight through. So that should be a lot louder and should be like a lot less restrictive. And like I said, we should get mid-range partial throttle gains and more noise. So let's bolt that bad daddy in there. All right, guys, it's that easy. Black bit right there bolted in, red bit right there bolted in. We had some 5mm Allens, you know, an extension, little ratchet, freaking old flathead screwdriver to get that Johnny right there, and we're done. If you don't have an Allen bit set, hang on, let me get, yeah, if you don't have an Allen bit set like this, you know, that goes on a ratchet, if you're just still kicking it with old school Allen wrenches, get a full set of these. These things are awesome. They'll save your life, makes things a lot easier. So those two parts in there, literally like two of the easiest mods I've ever done on a freaking car. It took me like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to do both of them. Tiny bit more, and I'm videoing. So let's get this thing off the jack stands, get it outside, and make some noise. Don't she look pretty? I can't wait to do more stuff to this car. It's such a good looking car. So freaking pretty. So we're gonna get a little heat in the motor, and we're gonna pop the hood and get some noise clips for you. So these silly cars only let you rev to 4 grand while you're in park or neutral, but we'll see what kind of noise we can make. So I tried to load it up on the e-brake, slip the clutch a little bit, try to make some noise. Hopefully you guys heard that. Maybe I'll do a flyby on the driveway.
Did you guys hear that? I don't know. From in the car, it sounded pretty good. I hope you guys could hear it.
So Cowboy the Chihuahua, he listened to the car. He thinks it sounds good too. But yeah, guys, super simple, easy job. I didn't even have to bust out my fancy Allen wrenches, you know. This guy, you know, super, super easy. Yank this stupid piece of junk out of there and make some cool noises. So that's it. Also, real quick, if you care, we just had this super cool retaining wall put in. I got this wood sitting there holding up a little temporary fence. Stupid freaking chickens are jumping all over it, trying to get into my fresh planted grass, even though the grass ain't growing because it's 2,000 ball sacks degrees outside. But just had this super cool retaining wall put in. I gotta finish that fence up on the hill. If anybody wants to see a video on putting that fence together, maybe I could throw a little video together. This is the Hammers and Wrenches YouTube channel. It was supposed to be automotive and carpentry work, but that's a little, you know, view side of the house here. Super baller retaining wall. So but that's it. Really easy couple mods we did today. It took an hour, and it sounds like the car's got like a way bigger turbo on it now. It makes all kinds of cool noises, and you know, that makes me smile. And maybe we picked up a tiny bit of mid-range power. I don't even care if we really did. I'm gonna put a tune on this car, and that's when we'll really pick up power. So Cowboy, he's out of here. But he says like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace out.